right. Good morning, everyone. So this is my first, let me make sure everything's looking good. My first live day trading session on YouTube. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. It's written all over my face. Go ahead, click over. So this is basically the top gaining, top losing that I'm looking at. The volume is just, I know it's just going to be a very slow day in the market. It's a half day. The market's going to close at 1 o'clock. Of course, it's closed tomorrow. So there's really just not a lot of volume. What I really am searching for is stocks over at least 350, 400,000. And then hopefully it'll gain up, before we get to market open. But it's just very slow right now. MRIN, so we have NBEV. So I'll go ahead, I'll click that in. So NBEV. I'm also looking at MRIN. This is just one that's just become very overextended. As you can see on the daily. Now granted, they do have some type of like a profit sharing or something with Google. I'll go ahead, I'll bring that up. So where's that at? Offer support for Google, revenue sharing agreement with Google. So that's any news that you can get with Google in its name. Of course it's going to be positive. But again, I told myself yesterday, if it was down in the pre-market, it has a very tight stop to it. Basically what I'm looking at is, okay, we have the high here, but it's down 36 cents. Now the volume is, of course, horrible. And because it does have low volume, there's going to be a good amount of a spread. Now, right now, it's a 5-cent spread, but earlier, I think it was about 17 cents. Okay, now we just hiked up to 10-cent spread. So I'll keep an eye on it. Other than that, there's just really not too much going on in the market. Hey, how's everyone doing? Chaz, how's it going? Alyssa, did you just wake up? Yeah, I just woke up. I maybe enjoyed last night too much and woke up and yeah, but I said I was going to do a live stream, so here we are. If you guys have anything you want me to look over, please let me know. Again, the market's just very slow right now. Of course, it's a half day of trading, so now, granted, when I go to my top list, I look, okay, the volume's not very good. We have about 15 minutes till market open. Then I'll go back. I'll go over to the top 20. And then hopefully this will shed some light on, hey, you should be looking at this as well. So I'll just do a quick run through. I'm going to bring this down so I can see the volume as well. Yeah, NBV, TLRY, still hurting. It's actually funny. I actually got into this drop right here. It hit 300. I remember I was on vacation on the West Coast, and it was about 1 p.m. over there, and I saw TLRY. It was going from 240 up to like 265, 280, and it was just flying. And then it hit 300 and just, it was like a brick wall. It just... And the next thing I know, within like 15 minutes, about 15, 25 minutes, it was down from 300 to about 150. As you can see, the low was 151.40 of that day. So that was a nice drop. I wish I held it a little bit longer, but, it's hindsight trading. Because when something's up that much, it could continue to go. TVIX. Yeah, it's definitely a slow day. Let me check. So I haven't kept an eye on TVIX, but again, the SPY's up down again. So TVIX may continue to run, but I'm not really looking for a long opportunity. I truly think the market will start to reverse itself. Maybe not immediately, but it will recover over time. So then I would look for a short position TVIX. Should have some volatility. Let's see. Guess. Yeah. That's looking definitely good for the day. Yeah, the volume's definitely rolling in for these. MRIN, just looking back. Oh, man. Yeah, I believe it was within this candle I shorted it. But granted, it had gone down, and then right after that, because let's take a look. Yeah, I want to think it's actually this one. Yeah, it started up, gapped up, and then went down a good amount, and then next thing you know, it just pushes up for the rest of the day. So glad I got out when I did. So my charts, the way they're set up is I have the daily up here. I take a look at the daily. I have the 1 minute here, and then I'll switch from the 5 minute candles, excuse me, to oh crap. Oh Lord. Alrighty then. Yep. So I'll switch from the daily to the 5 minute. I'll always have my 1 minute chart up, even if it's later in the day. Because granted, after the first 5 minutes, then your first 5 minute candle is going to form. But I always have my 1 minute chart because those are basically the charts everyone's going to be looking at. I want to see exactly what everyone else is looking at. So they'll be looking at 1 minute. They'll be looking at 5 minute. Some people take it to the extreme. They look at, you know, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. I don't really do that. Some people look at the weekly, which, you know, that's fine. Monthly, but I just, you know, keep it pretty basic. So what we got, 12 minutes till market open. Huh. What's Facebook doing? Normally when I go, after I go through like the pre-market list, I go through all of this, I take a look, go through my top 20, then I'll just start going through, you know, stocks I've traded in the past. Just, I mentally keep a note. So if it were TVIX, if it were, I mean, sometimes I even look at Amazon, just see how they're doing. Granted, this is a much bigger stock, so it's not like I'd be going in like a large amount of shares. We already looked at Tesla, looked at Facebook already. I wonder how HMY is doing. So this is a stock where, I mean, it's just, is it going to be put on the OTC market? Possibly. I mean, they're not maintaining their dollar. Now, granted, they did back here have a reverse split, which put them over the dollar mark for maybe like 3 days. But you know, because they have to maintain at least $1 to stay on the exchange, and if they don't maintain that dollar, then you know they're just gonna be taken off. Be watching PRGO. Was that ProGo or GoPro? Oh, it's not. Oh. Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's up for the day, but oh, it's not giving me the pre-market. There we go. Yeah, and like with the volume, people ask me what's choppy, what's smooth. So this would be very choppy. You have these very just thin, small lines. With the smooth, you have this volume, and you know, you just have a nice smooth graph. Choppy is just here, it's here, it's here. So yeah, if MRIN had more volume, you know, I'd definitely be looking at it, but I don't know. I am excited to see how it's going to react to this 1055 though. It looks like it came up with a good amount of force. We actually just draw the line right here. So came up with a good amount of force. We'll see how it reacts right here, if it starts to plateau or how that's going to work. If you guys want me to look at any stocks or anything like that, you know, I'd be more than happy to. I do apologize. It's just very slow in the market. If we're not going through some type of summer drought, then we're going through the holiday whatever. But, you know, even though it's very slow in the market, you never want to force a trade. You never have to feel or never should feel like you have to take a trade, because you don't always have to take a trade. I know, you know, some traders, they don't take trades and they just get a lot of backlash for it. And it shouldn't be that way. I would rather not take a trade one day and, you know, have a good winner the next, just wait for it, than, you know, have a loser and then have that same winner. Because I've had days like that where I wasn't, you know, I didn't have a trade really to look at, and I forced something and I lost a couple $100 or however. And then the next day, you know, I made a couple hundred. So I could have had a couple hundred overall, but, you know, I wanted to force something because I felt like I had to take a trade. So that's the one thing that we'll definitely be looking out for, not having to feel like we have to force something. Yeah, the market will be closed tomorrow. It'll be closing at 1 p.m. today. Just like, I mean, really however it does for all the holidays, like Thanksgiving, it's closed half a day after. Yeah, I think Friday, because Thanksgiving is on a Thursday. So yeah, look at that spread on MRIN. Right now we have a 23 cent spread. A little risky. We have about 6 minutes till market open. So you know, again, I don't feel like I have to take a trade. I knew it'd be a very slow day. I am excited about the new year, just so we can, you know, get out of the holiday rut, which is understandable. I mean, of course, you know, with the holidays, not everyone's going to be in the market, but we just have to keep that in mind, because people keep asking me, how would you like plan out if you wanted to day trade full time? You know, if I wanted to go from my day job to just trading. And you have to remember, it's not always going to be, you know, a very volatile market. It's not always going to be like that. There's going to be slow days like this, and it's basically how good are you and how are you able to, you know, salvage that day. Are you going to try to force something feeling like you have to trade, or are you just going to say, okay, it's a slow day, I'll go in smaller share size, or I just won't trade? So you got to keep that in mind as well. It's not always going to be where you have 3 or 4 picks. I mean, I could say, okay, yeah, on my list I'm going to put, you know, UXIN. I mean, it's down for the day and all that, but the volume's just horrible and it's choppy, and I might get into the trade, and maybe hours later when the volume picks up, I'll be able to get out of it. Because anytime you enter a position, you have to have people, like if you short something, you need to have buyers. You need to have sellers. I mean, so even though, like, again, in the overall picture of the SPY, I mean, people say, hey, you're a bear, this is really good for you. But not so much, because, you know, I basically, as a shorter, I thrive off people really being greedy in the market. That's when I get those huge spikes. I get to short and everything because you have all those people buying at one time. And then when the market's just hurting as it is, you're not really going to see that as much. I am news of this started a month ago. I like your channel. I like you did a great job. Awesome, Brian. Thank you so much. Truly, that means the world to me. Let me check out XOM. Okay, yeah. I mean, this is Exxon, yeah. Okay, got a little bit of a spread. Again, the volume's pretty low on it, but it is down for the day. Again, I mean, the market overall is down, so. Jeez, look at these spikes. I don't know if that's just something to do with my broker or this was actually within the time and sells. Because sometimes TradeNet will have these weird spikes, which like it never printed, but for some reason someone like bought way up here. I'm not quite sure. All right, 3 minutes till market open. Yeah, MRIN, I just don't think the volume is going to really grow for it, unfortunately. Facebook, we have a good amount of volume. It's down for the day. A slight spread on it, you know, only 11 cents, so not too bad. But definitely going to be looking at how everything spikes at open. I mean, hopefully there are squeezes or something. Looking back at XOM. New York Stock Exchange. Let's go to the most volatile. SPY, of course. Bank of America. Definitely has some volume. You know, not a big mover. As you can see over here, we have the charts basically from 23.14, 22.60, about 50 cents. So, you know, that's the whole movement within the pre-market basically. So not a big mover. General Electric. Not seeing too much. Not seeing. We have 1 minute till market open. Yeah, don't feel like you have to force something. I mean, it's gonna be a slow day. So, you know. But again, if you want me to check something out, I'm more than happy to do that. Unfortunately, MRIN isn't going the way I wanted it to. Unfortunately. I mean, yeah, we're getting some type of movement downward, but definitely not what I was hoping for. I'm gonna move my fat head over. There we go. Much better. Oh, MRIN, look at you. You actually wanted to move downward for me. Oh, well, still that spread though. I mean, even if you shorted it at 925, that ask is now 925. You wouldn't be, you would still be breaking even. Oh, look at that push. Look at the spread on this thing, 29 cents. Definitely gotta watch out for the spreads. That's the biggest thing. Jeez, man, dude, I cannot be left alone. All right. Yeah, bid 926, ask 940. Hopefully the volume picks up. We'll go ahead, we'll look around a little bit more. Let's see what TLRY is doing. Got to spike up slightly. Tesla, moving down, but the spread on this thing's almost $1. And that's the thing with these low volume stock. I apologize about that. Oh, holy spike. Damn. Am I allowed to say that word? Yep, I am referring to something beavers do. Alright, so... Oh, so it looks like it's a red to green movement, which I do not like. I just want to see how far this thing's willing to go. Because it looks like we have a high 125.68, 125.75. Possibly breaking through. Do we have any news on this thing? 24, blah, blah, blah. Nope. Okay. Yeah, a red to green movement. Definitely not what I'm looking for. $125.86 is the high. It could possibly break another high right here. Yeah, it looks like it may just do that. It's kind of pushing its way up. Like a MRIN again. Oh, man. Oh, I told myself this is down in the pre-market, but the volume was crap on it. Oh, that hurts. Well, that hurts. Oh, Facebook still going. Yeah, the red to green movements. I mean, this is something that you definitely want to be wary of. But definitely, Alyssa, thank you for letting me know that. I love spikes like this. I truly do. But this thing is just going wild. I mean, look at the 5 minute. I mean, look at this. This is... Wow. I would love to go in, but... Let me go ahead. Let me take a look at the SPY. See what we got. Okay. Well, that's nothing. I didn't see any news for this. So, very interesting. Let me see what on the daily. Yeah, I mean, this thing's been hurting a good amount. And it's still breaking through. We have 126.94 as the high. It could possibly break. Yep, and it just broke the high. Still pushing up. Still pushing up. So within about, what, 5 minutes of market, I mean, it's up about $4.50. We have this huge wicking candle right here. Could this possibly be a sign of downward? But if we looked at the whole, yeah, it's very overextended. It looks like 127 whole dollars holding it up. But again, it's only up about $2 on the day, and that's because of the red to green movement. So it's only up about 1%, even though we have this huge wicking candle. So MRIN moving its way back up. Facebook's starting to drift down now. We're touching that EMA, and we just move. Okay, it looks like we're getting a bump off the EMA. I have a feeling when the VWAP and the EMA cross, which is probably going to come up shortly, I have a feeling it's going to go back down to where it was. Maybe go back to the red. Not quite sure. 127.44. So I'll put that as a mental note right here. I'm going ahead, I'm going to short it here. If it hops over the high, I'm going to get out of the trade. Take about $200 loss. But I can't ignore this wicking candle. So, could go against me. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Again, I'm looking for this EMA and VWAP to cross. That'll be interesting when it does. It looks like we're getting a short squeezing candle. Hopefully the EMA holds it down right here. We see it come up. The EMA is just pushing it down. But we are getting a lot of buying orders in the time and sells. So take a look at the 5-minute chart. We have this somewhat of a wicking candle. I mean, granted, there's a wicking candle taking place right there on the VWAP. So we have somewhat of a spread on the bid and the ask. Slightly though. Again, I went only 200 shares. Why? Because it's a red to green movement. I'm going ahead. I'll actually take 100. Yeah, I took 100 shares there. I'm going to let this thing drift down a little bit. Again, I mean, it is a half day of trading. I'm not trying to go in a crazy amount. And then, you know, a lot of traders, you know, I've gotten some backlash of, you know, you should be a better day trader and blah, 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 take larger share size. And that could possibly be true. But again, it's really just about being a smart trader, getting a good movement. We just have a huge squeezing candle right here. I mean, we went up about $1 in this 1-minute candle, which I wouldn't say it makes me nervous, but I see what it's doing. It's coming up, and we have basically a false break on this one candle. We have 54 and we have 55. It could have continued to go up, possibly. Go ahead. Actually, no, my last one, I wouldn't take another partial on this. I only have 100 shares. So go ahead and see how it reacts to coming down, breaking the EMA, and then touching the VWAP. So my average cost is 126.36. It could possibly push through right here. I mean, it's definitely looking like it's building a bull flag. So keeping a very close eye on it. Looks like we're having another push. This could possibly be the forming of a cup and handle. This could be the cup right here. And it could possibly push through on the handle, which would be if it goes up, comes back down, and then pushes through over here. So I want to take a look at MRIN. Oh, wow. Okay, so looks like we're definitely getting a push overall. Taking a look at the SPY. SPY's still down. Looks like Facebook is still pushing up. It's completely fine. Still waiting to see how it's going to react to this high that was formed. 127.44. Again, taking small share size. Only have 100 shares in it, so every dollar would be $100. But again, definitely looking to see how it's going to react to this high of this candle. Just a lot of volume, a lot of buying going on. Now, if it does break the high, I want to see if a false break occurs, which means if it broke 127.44, then it would only go up to like maybe 50 or so. But again, if we have to go into some type of loss management, then that's perfectly fine. Looks like it came up, it touched 127, a whole dollar, which was actually a support line when it was up here, and started to reverse back down. So I think we'll get a push through 127. Okay. So we did, and then it came back down. Looking at MRIN again. Oh my goodness. This thing is spiking like crazy. Yeah, Facebook, I don't like how it's going sideways. But again, we could, like I said earlier, could be a cup right here. We're going back down. Maybe touch the EMA, touch the VWAP, and then do a handle for the cup and handle formation. So it's always something that I keep an eye on. Again, I have very low share size, so I'm really not too worried of how this is going to go, because I do see this huge overextension. We did have a pullback, touch the VWAP, you know, right on the VWAP. Now right here we do have a bull flag formation. That's also seen within the 5-minute chart. Also, we could have some type of, take a look right here. It's holding at. Now if it breaks through, you know, especially if it breaks this EMA, breaking through the VWAP would probably be the most important thing to happen here. Because as we see, it hit the VWAP, and also with institutional traders, a lot of them can't trade if it's below the VWAP or if it's above the VWAP. So you just want to keep an eye on that. It looks like we're coming back down. I still have 100 shares. My average is 126.36. I did have 200 shares, but I got out. If we look at my tickets, I got out 100 shares for about a $32 profit, which is, you know, that's fine. But again, just trying to see how it's going to react. Now, it looks like we did break through this, but if we do move this slightly down, move this slightly up, we could still have some type of triangle formation. So now the big thing I would want to happen right now would be the formation of a bear flag. Again, touching that VWAP, I would like for the VWAP to break, but still holding to what I said earlier. Could be a cup. We could come back down, and then we could form a handle right here. So definitely looking out for the formation of this handle to break up even higher. Something I'm keeping in mind, just in the back of my head. Yeah, MRI. Yeah, I did see that. I mean, that's wild. Yep, it's alive again. And it looks like it broke through that 1055 that I was looking at. So if we actually look at the daily, I mean, this thing is just going wild, going wild. I mean, we're all the way up. We weren't at this price until basically mid-January. Taking a look at Facebook again. It's holding well, but I would like for it to break through this VWAP. Again, you just want to be patient with your stocks. You truly do. Always look for any type of formation. This could go two ways. It could be a a bear flag right here, bear flag, or we could have a cup and handle. So those are the two ways it could basically go. Now again, that VWAP right here, that's just gonna be a very, I mean, that's basically gonna make it or break it. Look at the 5-minute chart one more time. Here we are. Look at all the time and sells. I mean, look at all this red coming in. As you can see, we're really just squeezing right here. We have this right, all the sellers are coming in. We have this formation right here. The EMA also, I would be looking for a short squeeze to occur. If there's a lot of volume that spikes in from the bulls, then it could easily spike up on us. And a lot of people would get out of their trades, and of course that's what the bulls want. They want people to get out of their trades or hit their stop loss or however like that. Again, I'm watching to see how this is going to react to the VWAP. You want to be patient with stocks. Okay, looks like we just broke through the whole dollar. Spike back up. Looking how it's going to react to the VWAP. Coming down. I'm getting out of the trade right there. I have a feeling it's going to probably come up. There might be a pullback. It could continue to go down. Not quite sure. Looking at MRI again. I just took $86. 1150 resistance on MRIN. Interesting. Yeah, the spread's 10 cents, which, you know. Yeah, Facebook, with, you know, basically 100 shares making $86. You know, I can't complain. It's not so much about your share size. It's just about how much movement you get. I mean, when I shorted this at 126.36, I mean, I let it run a good amount. I mean, it looks like we have over 50-cent movement in this. So if I were using, let's say, 4,000 shares, then it would be about $2,000. So it's not so much about your share size, it's about the movement and being happy and being satisfied with your trade. Which, I mean, I'm happy with this. I mean, on a half day before the holidays, only 200 shares, basically taking a partial after 32 cents. You know, being patient with it, I can't complain. Definitely can't complain. And really, I promise you, the small winners, they add up. I mean, you might make $100 today, $200 tomorrow, and just, you know, small winners. But at the end of the month, you could definitely be paying the rent with it. MRIN, definitely overextended on the daily. Now, it does have Google News. So I would be keeping an eye on it. Anything you can associate yourself with Google is a good look. Looks like we have a dissension right here. So basically, if I put this, also the moving average is holding it down. See how it reacts to the VWAP. I'll take a look at Facebook again. Facebook is just hurting. Should I have held it for longer? Probably. But again, it's a red to green movement, and I don't like red to green movements because then either side could be taking it. Now the bulls are going to see this being up for the day. Now, granted, you have this huge overextension, so definitely a beautiful movement. I didn't see any news for it, so I could be wrong. There could be something that's going on, but just took a small profit on it, and, you know, I'll be happy with it. TVIX, still going up. Oh, my goodness. The SPY is taking another beating. Jeez, right before the holidays? Isn't that hurtful? Huh. Alyssa, is MRIN, is that something that you're looking to short? Definitely looks like we still have that downward pressure right here. So, right here. I mean, the EMA is still holding it down. Also, we have the VWAP right here. So, yeah, the spread's a good amount on it, but not really trying to. Yeah, with these low cap stocks, I mean. And well, low cap and also low float. You know, 1 minute it could be down here, then basically it could be pushed all the way up in a short amount of time. Looking at the 5 minute, I mean, this thing is just wild. So it's always something that you want to look out for. Now we do have a bull flag forming right here on the 5 minute. So let's see if it holds this. 1055. 1055 was actually the high of the previous day, I believe. Let me take a look right here. Yeah, 1055. So it looks like this 1055 that was former resistance line is now support line. So very interesting. That's why I always keep the daily up here and just familiarize myself with the different stocks. Facebook coming down to that whole dollar. Basically almost touched the whole dollar. But definitely a beautiful spike. So again, Alyssa, you have just giving me the passage to another Facebook trade. I truly appreciate it. Go ahead. I'll take a look at my top 20, just to see what's going on here. I just do a quick glance. Basically, what I'm looking for is any type of overextension. So I like stocks that are down for the day to basically fill that gap. Fortunately, I'm not really seeing too much. Nope. Nope. Huh. Yeah. Take a look at Facebook again. It's starting to go up. Yeah, I can't be upset with myself taking a short 936. So basically in this candle right here, just held strong through this movement. You just gotta be patient with the stocks. I told myself if it breaks above this high, I'm getting out of the trade. So at 126.36, about $1, about risking about $1, making. I would have, well, I did take my partial a little too early, I will admit. But again, just trying to minimize the risk. I told myself I wasn't going to go in heavy today. So, can't complain. MRIN making a bull flag formation, still holding that 1055. Came down to 1057, but didn't break the 1055. So very interesting. A little overextended off the VWAP. Nothing too crazy. One thing I actually want to take a look at. Okay, so if you remember about when we were right over here, I said if these cross, there might be a downward movement. And it looks like when they were about to cross, that's when we got that downward movement. So again, you always want to look out for, are the EMA and the VWAP, are they going to cross? Do you think they're going to cross in the near future? You can always use that to your benefit. So keep an eye on that. TLRY. Tesla down a good amount. 312. Oh, Lord. Okay. Man, it's just crazy that TLRY was at $300 at one time. I mean, this was just a big stock, and now look at it. I mean, it's basically drifting down to nothing. Very interesting. Google. If you have any stocks you want me to take a look at, please let me know. More than likely, I will be done trading for the day. Yeah, we're only about 25 minutes into it, and I did complete my trading, you know, about 15 minutes into market, which is much longer than I normally do. So, but I can't complain. I mean, 200 shares taking a partial, $86 profit. It's good for a half day of trading, and then again continues the green streak. So I can't complain about that. I know my red day's coming sooner or later, so. Yeah, Facebook coming back up. Yeah, it looks like it didn't complete that cup and handle. It actually went with the bull flag formation, so came down and then just broke through that support. But again, this is a red to green movement, so it could just go in and out, you know, for the rest of the day. It could just go sideways. That's why I don't like to enter into those type of trades. Looks like we're coming down. We're testing the whole dollar, which granted there was a false break at the whole dollar already, so I wouldn't even be looking at the whole dollar anymore. I mean, it came down, it broke through, touched 85, went straight back up. As you can see, the bulls just pushed it right back up to the moving average. So even if it broke the whole dollar, I wouldn't really be looking at that as a support line. Not really, because it already broke it and it was a false break. So. PRGO. Let me oh, there we are. Oh, that sounds familiar. I think I've traded this one in the past. Yeah, we're getting some movement. Wow, we are definitely getting some movement. Again, this looks like another red to green movement. Wow. Yeah, you never know how far these things are going to run. You always just have to be very careful with them. Thank you again for pointing that out, Alyssa. I really appreciate it. Looks like we pushed through 126 on Facebook. Overextended candle. Looking at the 5 minute. And basically we have this wicking candle, so it could be a reversal. This whole 5 minute chart could actually start to become a cup and handle. Yeah, making our way back up. See how MRIN's doing. Okay, so it looks like we just pushed through. We have a high of 1134. Again, this is a red to green movement, so it could continue to go up. Of course it could. I would just be very careful of entering this trade, either going, going long or going short, because it could be a lot of quick movements. We have 11 is okay. 11 just broke, snapped right back up. And that's the thing, you gotta watch out for these spreads. I mean, we have a 13-cent spread right now, 14-cent spread. So you always want the spread to close up before you enter or exit the trade. That's just very important. Even if it doesn't close up completely, just close up some amount. ADIL still running. So the biggest thing I'm looking at is, I mean, look at this whole formation on the daily. This is basically a cup and handle. If it breaks through $5 exactly, which it's hitting that $5, then it would be a successful cup and handle by the bulls. Looks like it's starting to pinch its way up. So if we look at the 5-minute, so yeah, if it breaks through this $5, I mean, it has a good amount it could run. It really does. But again, looking at this $5, that's the biggest thing. We have somewhat of a seller wall building right here, but again, we do have the time it sells. I have a good feeling it's going to push through $5 just because everyone sees that $5. That's the biggest thing. $5 is just the biggest. I mean, it's the biggest resistance line right now. And the bulls definitely know that. If it can break through $5, then they could definitely get a good run on it. It looks like it's pulling back. Definitely a good pullback here. Maybe it'll hit the $5 and it'll just start reversing. Never know. I mean, nothing's 100% within the stock market. But again, a beautiful cup and handle formation right here. Definitely. Oh, man. Still watching this one. Hit $5 exactly and started to reverse. That's hilarious. That daily. Hit $5, hit $5. But if it does break $5, I think there's gonna be a lot of momentum behind it. Looks like it's gonna try its luck again. Making our way up. And it said no. So the biggest thing I'm looking at is, one, is there a cup and handle forming here? Basically what occurs is it comes up, it tests it, the bulls say, crap, we don't have enough momentum. It comes down for a pullback, then they regroup, they're trying to push together. Is it gonna break through? Maybe. We'll also see if there's an ascending right here. I'll actually just draw it out. Boom, right there. Also taking a look at that, is the moving average going to hold this thing up? Is it going to come down, touch the VWAP, and that'll be the new support? Are the moving average and the VWAP going to cross? Which I wouldn't have. Okay, here we go. We just had another push for $5. If it breaks through $5, it's probably going to spike up a little bit. So it went up to a high of 509 or 510. password. Go ahead and delete this out. Okay, so it did. This whole daily was a cup and handle formation. So it successfully broke through that previous high set right here at $5. Is it going to continue to run? I don't know. It took a lot of force for the bulls to get through $5, and it wasn't even that good of a break. So I wouldn't be surprised if it had a really good pullback here. But we will see. Take a look at Facebook. Looks like it came back up high 127.44, 127.36. So it tested that high, didn't successfully break it. But again, this whole daily, or I'm sorry, this whole 5-minute chart could be a cup and handle formation. So we had that high here, comes back down, it tested, it was unsuccessful. More than likely it'll come back down and then shoot its way up over here. Now again, this is a very nice pullback right here. I'm sure it took a lot of momentum to try to get it up to the high of what it previously was. And then when the bulls are unsuccessful, then of course they'll take their profits, and then again the shorters see this wicking candle and then they'll start their short position. So we have a lot of selling that's taking place at the exact time. Look at TVIX. Of course this is going up because I'm pretty sure the SPYs, yeah, that's hurting. And I know this is causing a lot of panic. You know, the SPY's going down. Is it going to continue to go down? You know, all this craziness. And yeah, I mean, the SPY definitely is hurting. I mean, we take a look at the beginning of this month, it was at 280. Now we're down to basically 240, 40 points. But again, you want to look at the whole line of the SPY, not just, you know, recently. I mean, looks like over here we had a good push up, then we came back down. There's a push up, there's downward, there's downward, there's big downward right here, downward as well, another downward. So looking at the whole span of the SPY, there's been downward momentum. Has it been as abrupt and with the volume that this has been? More than likely, no. This has a lot of volume. I mean, we're looking at, was 214 million or 2.14 billion. I mean, it's definitely a good amount. So I can see that it's definitely raising some alerts in people's heads of, hey, is this thing ever going to move back up? But again, what I believe is occurring is people see the SPY, people hear the news that's going on right now, and they're using it to their advantage. What they're going to do is they're basically going to dip buy. So yeah, the SPY is unhealthy. I mean, I wouldn't say completely unhealthy, but it is going back. It's going through a pullback. Because, I mean, if we take a look at it, I mean, right here, we do have a steep increase. I mean, we have from 267 all the way up to 286, basically 87, 20 points. We have a good, I mean, it was a healthy, you know, up, but, or a healthy up, a healthy rise. Then of course with that we have the pullback. You know, it's going up, it's going down. Then right here we just have, you know, because that's basically what everyone sees is this huge drop off right here. And it scares people, just like there was a huge drop off here, but then we also see what occurred afterwards. There was a pullback, basically bringing it back up to about 75% of where this was. So if we could look at the whole picture, let's say we saw what it looked like in the next 2 or 3 weeks. If we see this huge pullback, then it comes back up to about, you know, right in this area, you know, then people wouldn't see this as this mega drop off. But because the SPY's going down, we have all the news going on. And then, of course, you know, the debt, just the overall debt of the country, you know, that's definitely not helping it. So there's definitely a lot of things we could look at. We missed the 1150 short on MRIN. Let me take a look at it. It looks like there's still time. I mean, this thing is just going crazy. The biggest thing, what was, let's see. Oh, I believe it's ADIL. Yeah, ADIL is an interesting one. I don't know if you would really be looking at this, Alyssa. But definitely overextended. See the resistance lines here. I wonder if this wicking candle is going to be the high of the day. 545. I mean, it's up 22%, 23%. So I'm sure a lot of longs, a lot of bulls are looking at it. But again, I'm not trying to force anything. Oh, jeez. Just taking it slow, having a fun time. Oh my goodness, yep. MRIN, a little bit of a drop there. Yeah. But again, it's a red to green movement. Not really what I go for, because I know the bulls are looking at it. I know they see it's up 10%, 11%. Is it overextended? Especially on the 5 minutes, is it overextended? I mean, it was. You know, we have the 2 candles here, but we have a pullback. Then we have 2 more candles, then we have a pullback. Is there going to be 2 more candles and then a pullback? I mean, you never know. Looking back at Facebook, looks like Facebook is about to break that high. So, yeah, we have that pullback. Yeah, this whole thing right here just more than likely it's probably going to break through just because it continues to try to push through. Oh, let me see if it's tradable for me. Oop, typed that in wrong. Oh no, I did. No, it's not tradable for me either. Wow, darn. Yeah, some type of I mean, it could be a bear flag inside a bull flag. Because basically you have the bull flag right here, then you have the bear flag, and it looks like it just broke through that bear flag, through the EMA, possibly moving down to this, what was that, resistance 3? And then moving down to the VWAP. So could this again be the high of day? Maybe. Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, it is up a good amount, so everyone's going to be watching it. But we do look like we have a good pullback here. We have 507. Actually, 507 just broke, so that was something I was looking at for a minute. Yeah, if there's any stocks anyone wants me to look at, please let me know. Oh, man. Oh. Facebook did break the high. But what's interesting, if people did look at the 15-minute, we have this ascension right here. So I don't really look at the 15, but I know other people do. So again, just looking at what other people see. Man, this thing is just a runner. I'm looking at the daily. It's been hurting. I mean, down about, what, 40 points, 35 points in about a week. It's never good. Looks like I made 86 bucks in Facebook off 200 shares. Basically, I took my partial a little soon, but now we see why. Because it did come down a good amount of momentum, but now it's breaking a new high. So That's why I don't really like these red to green movements, is because I know the bulls are watching them as well. And so off 200 shares, making 86 bucks, basically 32 cents. Then took a partial, and then overall had 54 cents off the last. So I can't complain about that. It's definitely good movement. You know, again, it's not about how many shares you use, it's about what movement you gain. And, you know, I'm definitely proud of that movement. If I were to use larger share size, 2,000, 4,000, of course it'd be a lot more money. But again, it's about honing in. And also, starting in January, I have my small account challenge. So I gotta get used to using these small share sizes and looking for just the best setups. So excited about that. I've been talking to TradeNet. You know, hey, give me an intro account. They said no. I don't know why. Jeez. But yeah. Hopefully they give me the intro account, because I love the platform. I truly do. And then with them, I mean, the platform fees, the commissions, routing fees, ECN fees, they're very low. They truly are. So, you know, a lot of people are going to have their own thoughts of TradeNet, and that's perfectly fine. It really is. But when it comes down to, hey, I'm trying to start with $500, you know, and with SureTrader, you know, the platform fee itself for level 2 is about $104. So if you start with $500, $104 is 20%. So basically you lose 20% just to use the platform. And that's not counting the crazy commissions of 1 cent a share. So if I go in 1,000 shares, that's $10. So, you know, I can't complain with TradeNet. And also $500 is going to give you $14,000 in buying power. So can't complain on that. Can't complain. Oh my god, I'm getting old. Okay. Whew. Yeah. Yeah, MRIN. Pretty sure this thing's tradable through. Yep, it is. Let me know if you want me to look at any stocks. I'd be more than happy to do it. Or maybe you want some trade ideas. I'll look in the crystal ball real quick. Oh, so just a update for everybody. I set my goal at 350 subscribers before the end of the year. And Mr. Kitty, where are we? 345. My God, Mr. Kitty. We're doing it. We're doing it. We are excited. We are very excited. Move your big ass head. Killing me. Okay. That's good. That's better, Mr. Kitty. Yeah. Also, I am in the spirit of these holidays. I truly am. And because of that, I've decided to put it on sale. Yes. If you remember from my live stream, I did it. Only 30 easy payments of $39.99. I will love you long time for only 30. I basically cut this in half. It was 59 easy payments. I said no. I'm in the spirit or whatever. 30 easy payments. So just keep that in mind. This is a very just handsome gentleman right here. 30 easy payments, $39.99. Thank you. Back to Mr. Kitty. 345. We are 5 subscribers away. I can't believe it. I'm truly excited. It's written all over my face right now. So thank you all for the support. I truly do. I really do appreciate it. Not even being a smart A. I truly do appreciate the support. I never thought anyone would want to watch me. You know, I can't watch myself. When I look in the mirror, I can't do it. So it's really, it just takes my breath away that I would have 345 people want to watch my videos. Amazing. So excited. All right, looking in the crystal ball. Let's do a quick run. Okay. What's this? Oh, this is one Alyssa had pointed out earlier. A little bit of a spread on this thing. Volume's great. It's down for the day. Looking at the daily chart, looks like the low is 77.79, high is 75. So beautiful. It filled the gap. We have a high here. Oh, we did have a false break right here. We have 75.34 as the high, then we have 75.35 as the high. Again, the spread is just wide on this thing, though. We're looking at like a 35-cent spread. Definitely would be watching out for that. Looking at Facebook again. Getting a pullback. MRIM. Look at TVIX. Yeah. Oh man. The SPY. Yeah, and if you actually look at my mutual funds video, you'll see me talking about the SPY. I believe it was mid-October. Was it mid-October? But I'm talking about people that buy into mutual funds, basically the ones that are geared towards the SPY, and really the larger stocks that are geared with the SPY as well. The SPY consists of the top 500 companies. That's why it has so much influence, and basically the SPY is the market. But it's talking about, hey, you know, people just say when the SPY's down, just buy more. It'll go up eventually. So it's interesting that, you know, people may have bought in at, you know, the 5th of October, and then they went down and they're like, crap. Well, okay, I'll hold it. And then it went down and they're like, and then it went way down. They're like, oh. So you always just want to be, you know, you can invest in whatever you want to, but just, you know, really know how, because a lot of people just invest and they have no idea how many shares they have. They don't know what their average is, you know, and that's fine if, you know, you have professional, you know, whatever broker handling it for you, but you still want an idea of, okay, where's my money at? Because you do have, they don't just make your choices for you. You can have an input like, hey, no, I was looking at this. It's not just one-sided, but you want to have an idea of what your average is. So if you bought shares up here, you know, you bought 50 shares and then next thing you know it's down here and you buy 50 more shares, your average is still going to be in this area. So you're still going to be down 100 shares, you know, with the price still all the way down here. So it's just, you know, good to keep an eye on that. DGS, less spread, inverse move. Yeah. Let's see if they has more time. Oh. Yeah, definitely a nice movement. Tesla. Okay. Man. Are you using TradeNet? Hey, Rocky. I am using TradeNet. I am using TradeNet, and I am proud. On a more serious note, yeah, using TradeNet. Well, I guess that's the question. Yes, I'm using TradeNet. I can go more in depth of why I like TradeNet, but yep, using TradeNet. TLRY. TLRY has always just been known for huge spreads. I know when it was all the way up here, when I was wanting to short it all the way down, I shorted about 150 shares just because the spread was wild on this thing. So Tesla still down. Facebook, we're up here. Looks like we're going sideways now. TVIX. We got the SPY. Take a look at MRIN one more time. Yeah, it seems just to be going sideways. Also, it's starting to squeeze right here. So, get our handy dandy arrows out. Boom. And also, boom. And there we go. Well, hopefully you guys caught that. You just gotta be very quick on your analysis sometimes. But yeah, we're starting to squeeze right here. Take a look at the 5 minute, see if that shows us anything. So if we break through the whole dollar, we'll probably get a good breakdown to maybe 80. Looks like our next line would be around 65. 1102 was the line that was created. Actually here also 1103 we have. So we'll see how it reacts. Also, this is up for the day, so I wouldn't be expecting it to bleed too much. But it is, I mean, one thing, this whole thing is a bull flag formation. But I would love for it to break through this whole dollar just so we could get it back to the VWAP and see how it reacts from there. Also, if it moves down to the VWAP, what's going to happen is this moving average is going to move down with it. The moving average and the VWAP are going to cross. When it crosses, I believe it will spike up. The only reason I say that is because it's green. Also, for it to move down to this VWAP and for it to move together, it's going to be a pullback, and it's going to have a movement in the opposite direction. So a lot of information at once, but that's what I think may possibly happen. I've been looking at them, but would be starting with the lowest account and don't know if that would be a good idea. So what I would do is I would definitely reach out to them and get a demo account. You know, you don't have to jump in. Oh my goodness. You don't have to jump in straight to a live account, especially if this is your first time trading. And even if it's not, I would definitely recommend to get a demo account, you know, just because you can get familiar with it. You know, if you have traded in the past, then, oh, here we go, the break. Okay, we just had the break. We have a little bit of a spread here. Again, waiting to see if it gets down to this VWAP. Also for the VWAP and the EMA to cross, that will probably be coming in the near future. But again, I would look to get a demo account, get the demo account, see how that works out for you. Oh my goodness. And then, yeah, go from there. If you like the platform like I do, then you can get the intro account, which I think right now it's on sale for 400 bucks. You know, you can always do that. I do have a link if you want to support the channel. I don't know where it went. I normally don't post it because I'm not really all into the affiliation type deal. But they have, I think, a deal for $400. So $100 off. So can't complain. Also, it is CFDs. I'm not sure if you're familiar with CFDs or if you trade stocks in the past. CFDs are slightly different, but I like them. $0.23 spread, 20-cent spread. Looking back at Facebook, huge squeeze right here. Looks like we're going up to this whole dollar. Oh, there's a whole dollar. Where's the high? High is 127.81. Look at this squeeze right here. If this was down for the day, it would definitely be a different story. I would be more prone to get into the trade. But because it's up for the day, I know the bulls are looking at it. They want to push higher, especially since it's down so much. I mean, the last week it's just drifted down about 40 points. So, you know, maybe just let the bulls have it, and, you know, that's fine. Go from there. Looking back at the SPY, looks like the SPY is starting to reverse, so I'm sure TVIX is going down a little bit. Yep, there we are. I'm really, truly looking forward to the day that the SPY is up, the SPY is recovering, because TVIX, I will have my way with it as far as shorting. I will have my way with it. So, yeah, definitely looking forward to that. TLRY. Waiting for this to load up. Still a little bit of a spread. Let me know if you guys want me to look at any stocks you may have, any questions you may have. I have all morning, and then probably gonna make some eggs this morning. Get fancy with it. Eggs and orange juice, and I made some grated cheese on top. I don't know. Think about it. Take a look at Facebook again. I'm actually pretty interested by this one. Yeah, looks like it's starting to squeeze up. We have a bull flag. Again, I don't trade this far into the day. Normally, all I'll ever see is like up to here. 10 minutes in the market. After 10 minutes, I'm done. And basically, as you can see, after 15 minutes, I was done. Now, I could have gotten out of this trade much earlier. When I got out my partial at a 32-cent gain, I could have got out the rest of my shares. I could have got out of everything, so after 7 minutes, I'd be done in the market. But, you know, I just want to see how this was going to go. And it did end up going down even more. So, seeing this deep into the market, I normally don't. It's definitely different for me. But the same rules apply. I mean, as we see here, we have a bull flag formation. It's holding the EMA. Is it going to break through? Possibly. It is up for the day, so of course the bulls are watching it. Now, if it does break 50, which is a $0.50, then, I mean, a $0.50, all $0.50, basically all $0.50, all whole dollars, are going to be support/resistance lines. You're always going to have a lot of hidden buyers, hidden sellers. That's just how it works. People are going to put in their orders. They're going to put it at those $0.50 and those whole dollars, especially if they're not using a platform like we do. They might go through their bank or however, and here we go, we got that squeeze going on, and they'll just say, yeah, I want to buy Facebook at 127 bucks or whatever. Okay, so we just pushed through again. It is green for the day. We did have a squeeze, and the EMA was holding it up. Now, one thing that we're looking at is how overextended it is off this VWAP. So basically, why I set up this whole live stream is just to show you guys exactly what's running through, and of course the Talk Hero one. I love everybody. Long time. But just to show you guys what's running through my head the entire time. It's not so much I'm looking at it and I'm just like, yeah, it's going up. It could probably go up. No, I'm looking at the whole picture. I'm not looking at this. Like, okay, yep. Like some traders do. They just have it zoomed in on these like candles right here, and they're just like, okay, green, good. But basically, I'm zooming all the way out, and I'm taking a look at this whole thing. Now, basically, we did have the bull flag here. It's still holding the EMA, you know, a good amount. But again, it is very extended off the VWAP. Zooming out a little bit more. What I was speaking about over here is a formation of a cup and handle, which, I mean, basically did form. We have the cup here. We have a huge handle. I mean, this is just the weirdest looking mug I've ever seen in my life. Now, we are having wicking candles here. Go ahead and take a look at the daily. Not really seeing too much off the daily. 5-minute chart. Somewhat of a cup here. But, you know, not really too much. Not really seeing too much off that. Look at this huge wicking candle right here. That just shows me there's a lot of downward momentum from sellers. Definitely showing me a lot there. How do you find the stocks to watch for the day news scanners? News somewhat. Scanners, I don't use a scanner. I'm very old school. You know, you see like these traders that have 10 scanners. They might have like a huge build, like a board right here behind them with the, you know, the screens or whatever. I don't do that. I keep it very simple. I just take a look at my premarketwatch.com. Not sponsored by them. They don't give me anything. That's okay. Oh. And I just take a look at the different stocks, what's down for the day, what's up for the day, what the volume is, what the price is. I just look at all these variations. And once I select something, I'll go over to TradeNet, I'll type it in, and then I'll take a look at it and see what it looks like. Now, the biggest things I look for is it down for the day? Also, is it up for the day? I need to know that. What's the previous day's low look like? What's previous day's high look like? I need to know these things. Is there news for it? That could be a good thing to know. I mean, is there news for Facebook? I mean, it spiked up a good amount. Look at this huge spike. But what I'm seeing is there isn't. And at 9:30, I thought the SPY would be going up. But if we take a look, at 9:30, it spiked up a good amount. A dollar. And then it just, you know, shut down. So that's why I was pretty weary with Facebook. I only took 200 shares, risking about $1 movement. Got about a little over 50-cent movement. Can't complain. Could have stayed in longer. Could have waited for it to drift down below $1.25. But, you know, I just want to minimize the risk. So if Facebook fails to hold that pivot, it could be a nice short. But if it holds, then it'll push higher. Interesting. Thank you, Alyssa. Such a sweetheart. Truly. Yeah, Facebook's definitely becoming a little overextended. A little bit. Take a look at the 15. Look at that. Take a look at the 30. I don't even look at the 30, but look at this thing. Oh, man. I'm getting crazy with it now. Oh, also, well, actually, I don't have I'll have to put it within my OBS program, but if you didn't know, I do have a Discord channel that I basically will be posting a bunch of stuff in, normally relevant to the stock market, so it's normally good information. I'll have to get that link out. I haven't added it to my my background or anything. I do have my Facebook and Twitter. Of course, Mr. Kitty's right here, and again, only 30 easy payments. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, still looking at Facebook. Again, I normally don't trade this, like, basically this long into the market. I'm normally done within the first 10 to 15 minutes, but I'm having fun with it. Yeah, again, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, please let me know. More than happy to look up whatever stocks or any questions. I try to do as many live streams as I can, but we're getting that closer, that movement closer. Is this going to be the 5-minute wicking candle setting the high of the day? I don't know. I mean, it is up for the day, so the bulls are definitely watching it. I didn't like the start of this 5-minute candle. Definitely a nice squeeze, though. I mean, we got about 45 cents out of this, 50 cents. Is it going to break a high? If it broke a high out of this would be a great shorting opportunity. Reason being, what the shit just happened? Yes, please let me short all the way up there. That would be amazing. If I could short up here, that'd be perfect. But reason being is because it's not consolidating. It's going from this low, basically this double bottom to a high. No, that's overextension. It's not consolidating before it breaks the high of the day, which means it's going to pull back. But now it looks like it's pulling back a little bit, consolidating. All the bulls are getting together. 41 is still the high. Okay, so now it looks like consolidated right there on the moving average, which is definitely a more healthy look than it just breaking the high on this one candle. So congrats to Facebook on that. A little bit of a wicking candle forming, possibly. Yeah, we are breaking high after high on this thing. Wow, it's still running. It is still running. Take a look at MRIN, see how that one's doing. Yeah, it looks like we pushed through and kind of going sideways, so I don't know. How high is this thing gonna go? I mean, it could continue to run. I mean, that news was just very good for it. Having a high of 1165. So yeah, I mean, I would definitely, I will be looking for a shorting opportunity on this one. It's not going to be today, unfortunately. I mean, we're up about 16%. The bulls are watching it. So probably not today. Also, we have a buyer wall forming at 11:30. So, you know, looking back at Facebook, still running. Oh my Lord. And it's a healthy growth too. I really can't say it's overextended too much, because we do have a push up, comes down, consolidate, push up, came down, consolidate with a double bottom right here on these two candles, came up, have a wicking candle, but again it's still holding that EMA. I'm just trying to see if it's ever going to push down to close this VWAP, because we do have a good amount of room right here, about 2.5 points. So. All right. Oh, point does equal dollar. It's very interesting. So within the stock market world, I think the finance world, I thought the finance world in general, a point does equal $1. So if it's down 10 points, it's down $10. But some people use point as percent. So if they say it's down 1 point, it's down 1%. I've never used it in that way. Some people do, especially those that, I mean, the gentleman that I know, he owns his own, basically, he just owns a bunch of apartments, houses, and stuff like that. He uses point as percentage. So, I mean, you can use it however you want, but normally I coin it as, if you're talking about a point, you're talking about a dollar movement. But again, people are gonna use it in different ways. Looking at TVI, oh man, beautiful. Wow, it's about 4 points in 5 minutes. Wow, I was not expecting this, I don't believe. I did see the high set here at the wicking candle, but definitely was not expecting this movement. I'm guessing the SPY is looking pretty healthy right now. Yeah, we still have that reversal. Granted, we have this wicking candle. So, because wicking candle, did that? Let's see. I'm pretty sure that is the high of the day. 24.29. For some reason, it's saying 240.83. I don't know if it's going off that, but that was pre-market, so it's kind of weird. Okay, either way, looking back at Facebook. MRIN, still running. Still running. Wow. Man, this is going to be beautiful. Hopefully it's beautiful on the 26th. I don't know if I'll actually be trading that day, unfortunately, but yeah, could be. Yeah, let me know if anyone's looking at anything or wants me to check something out. I'm here all morning. I have nothing else planned. Does this mean I don't have a life? Possibly. It's possibly what this means, but I am here for you guys 100%. Until it's time for breakfast, which possibly could be soon. Other than that, Facebook. Yeah, we are going into the late hours. It's almost 11 o'clock. CRM. All right. Wow, that's definitely some downward momentum on the daily. Looks like we have 5 minutes consistent. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, overextension off the VWAP. Granted, it is up for the day, so that's the only thing I don't like about it. Other than that, has a good momentum downward. See how it reacts to this EMA. Also, again, the VWAP's always very important. Looks like we did we just break a high? Yeah, I think we did. JD seems to be pushing back up. Okay, we will look at JD. Yeah. What is this? Oh, 20. Wow. Yeah, 20 would be nice for a, so the support line's definitely at 20, looking at the 5 minute. So 20 here. This would definitely be a good shorting opportunity, just because it has a tight stop loss. It is down for the day. Now the biggest thing is, how is it going to react to the VWAP right here? Also, the VWAP and the EMA are about to cross. If this does continue to go sideways, even if it drops below 20, they're going to cross. So it's going to be interesting how that works out. Next 5 minute, next 5 minute candle just formed. Also has $20 as the low. We do have a big, I think that's a stuck order right there. It's 21 right there. 20 looks like it's about to break. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, there's not probably going to be a lot of movement downward. I mean, granted, look at this whole chart. I mean, it's only moved about 50 cents. So, but yeah, I know the shorters are definitely looking at this $20 whole dollar, because there's going to be a lot of bulls that have set their stop loss to about $19.99, just like it's on sale. So if it does break the $20, then there's definitely going to be some added selling support with that. So definitely be looking out for that one. Again, it has a tight stop loss. So even if you wanted to set the stop loss right here at 2018, again, that's kind of pushing it a little too much. Oh, perfect. There's the break. All right. So again, like I said, trying to see how it's going to react to this VWAP. Came down. Good momentum. Looks like we're still going. Can't complain. Congrats to anyone that took that trade at $20. Looks like you have about 8 cents of profit right now. Looks like there's a seller wall forming as well, so might get a little bit more out of it. Got 1 more cent out of it. Still seeing this seller wall. It hit 1990 and starting to bounce. Might be a good time to get out. Might start to bounce back up just like a rubber band. Still looking, looks like we're having a buyer wall forming. See how it reacts to this VWAP. See if the VWAP's going to hold it down. If it doesn't, again, the VWAP and the moving average about to cross. More than likely something's going to occur there. Is it going to break through this 1990? And it did for a second. So definitely a good trade there. Yeah, good look, Rocky. Looking at Facebook, still breaking highs. Man. Still breaking highs. All right, I'm going to take one last round to see if anyone has any questions or like me to check something out. Be more happy to do so. And then I think it's breakfast time. It's about that time. I need to recover. Oh my goodness. Wow. Facebook. It was a nice weekend candle. It's so overextended off the VWAP. Oh my goodness. Definitely. Oh, there we go. We're getting some type of push in the right direction. Yeah, definitely a good push. 50 cents in this one candle. But again, it's becoming very overextended. So also, I love how the 5-minute chart's setting up right here for this wicking 5. Oh, we just broke through the whole dollar. Again, there's going to be a pullback because there was no consolidation before it broke through the whole dollar. So definitely wait for some type of consolidation. But beautiful, beautiful. And I could definitely see this occurring because there's no news on Facebook. It's not like, I mean, I don't see any news on Facebook. No. There might just be people trying to dip by it. Because, I mean, if we look at the daily, I mean, this is the lowest it's been in a good amount of time. Since the beginning of 2017. So, here could definitely be... Oh, wow. Jeez. That is a little later, Alyssa. Thank you, Rocky. I appreciate it. Definitely happy holidays. You know, Mr. Kitty. Very excited. Oh, crap. Where's the rest of his body? Thank you all so much for your support. I truly do appreciate it. I'm going to be looking at Facebook a little bit longer just to see how this plays out. I'll probably just Google it or something. CRM. Let me check out CRM. Oh yeah, it's definitely some nice downward pressure here. Check it off the pivot. Let me look at the 5 minute. Actually, I'll just switch to 5 minute here. Oh wow, yeah, that's really good. Going down to the VWAP, see how that reacts. Nice, nice. Oh man. Well, thank you all for joining me in this live stream. I truly do appreciate it. Try to do one of these again one of these days. Truly appreciate all the support. Me and Kitty definitely appreciate it. Looking forward to next videos and just trading. Next year is going to be fun with the whole small account challenge. Definitely looking forward to that. I haven't used a small account like that in quite some time, so definitely be some adjusting to. But it'll be a good time. Again, truly appreciate all the support. Thank you so much. This is Jonathan and Mr. Kitty, of course, with Lone Wolf Day Trading, and stay green.